ever look at a display of vegetables like this and wonder, what on earth are those? My name is Teresa and I'm a nutrition intern here at AICR. And these are winter squashes. They come in all kinds of sizes and shapes and colors, but they do have some things in common. They typically have a hard outer flesh, and on the inside they typically are orange or yellow, and then they have an inner cavity full of seeds. They have funny names like butternut or acorn or kabocha, which is very popular in Japan, and then spaghetti squash, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. So let's look at a couple of ways to prepare these unique vegetables.
Hi, my name is Sonia and I'm also an intern for AICR. I'm going to show you how to make a great dinner for two using roasted acorn squash stuffed with an herbed couscous. So I've got my acorn squash here. I've washed it very well, and I'm going to cut it in half to make two little dishes that you can actually serve it up in. So I'm cutting through this with a very sharp knife because all winter squash have a very tough skin. And once you get through it, you can see the inside is filled with seeds and a bunch of stringy bits of squash. So I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees right now, and I'm just going to scrape out the seeds and the stringy part of the inside of this squash half. Now that I have the seeds all scraped out, I'm just going to spray it lightly with a little bit of cooking spray, and this will prevent it from sticking while it's cooking. I'm going to lay it on this pan that I've lined with aluminum foil. Now I'm just going to bake it for about 30 to 45 minutes. While your squash is roasting, you can prepare your grain stuffing. I've got a cranberry couscous right here that's a leftover from last night. To serve up the squash, I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of cinnamon, and then stuff it with the herbed couscous. See how pretty it is with those cranberries in there and the orange color of the squash. Then I like to top mine off with some chopped pecans. They give a nice little crunch to it. And a little parsley for garnish. There you are.
Alright, this is that spaghetti squash I was talking about earlier. This is a really fun kind of vegetable to serve with the kids because it makes such a unique dish. So first of all, we're going to start with a nice spaghetti squash, which I've washed really well. I placed it in a microwavable dish and sprayed a little cooking spray just so that there won't be any, so that it won't stick. And then I'm going to take a fork and pierce it several times. Alright, so I'm just going to pop this in the microwave, and you can actually do this with the acorn squash that Sonia cooked earlier. Okay, so I've taken my squash out of the microwave. It's nice and tender, and I'm ready to cut it open. So this is when you want to have the kids around because you want to show them what's inside. It's so interesting. Scoop the seeds out, and just like the others, you can save those if you'd like to roast. And then you're going to take your fork and rake through the flesh of the squash. I've been scraping the sides a little bit, and you begin to see these pasta-like strands of the squash. And it's sort of al dente, just like you would want your spaghetti to be. Okay, now I have a nice marinara sauce which I'm going to top this spaghetti squash with. And you can see already the beautiful color. A little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, just like they serve you in the restaurants. And top it off with a little bit of parsley for color. And you have a beautiful meal to serve with your family. Alright, so we've shown you two great ideas for preparing winter squashes. For more ideas, you can visit the AICR Test Kitchen website.